So, Ravi, hello, nice to see you. Yeah,
Right?
eventually we met.
Yeah, nice to see you as well.
Cool. So, I'm pretty sure this will be interesting conversation. I'm very curious, and I'm especially very curious to speak with one of the most traveled Indians. Actually, watching at your profile on Nomadmania, which I'm going just to explore in a second, together with you, uh, I am seeing that among the like list of travelers, you are number one, at least according to Nomadmania rankings. So you visited the most regions out there, and if we look on your map of the regions and the countries, this looks pretty impressive. So as I understand, now you are visited 189 countries, and probably anytime soon you will visit every country in the world. So my first question to you, like, what drives you? Like, why are you doing this? Because all of us have different reasons for that.
See, I was born and raised in India, and middle class in India when I was born versus middle class in the US or Europe is quite different. Middle class in India then was basically struggling for anything beyond basic needs. Like you get food, you get shelter, you get college, you get a bike, and all that. That is pretty common. But to do anything beyond certain things is considered a luxury in India when I was growing up. India has changed by leaps and bounds now. So now India is as rich as any other country, but there were challenges then. So somehow I was so fascinated and interested in geography. I always used to carry a book atlas, always used to refer, it was a pipe's dream. I was very good with geography. I was able to point any place, any geographical feature within a few seconds. But then I was always dreaming I would get to London someday. That was my dream. But then how things turn, I came to the US to study, to do my education to college. And then, though I was in college, I was saving up money and still visited one or two countries every year, though I didn't have enough money. So it was a passion, it was a fascination. And then it started rolling. And then initially when I touched my 50 countries, I was like, why can't I do 100? When I touched 100, why can't I visit every country in the world? So this wasn't really a goal or a childhood dream, but then the dream was to see a lot of countries, and then I came to this particular step. But I'll tell you why my journey is very fascinating is most of the travelers I know are full-time travelers, or they don't really have a job and they travel as part of sharing videos or something of that sort. In my case, I completed my education. I'm married. I have a wife and a kid. I have a career. And in spite of all this, I still travel. My number is 192 because we go by 195. I know you don't consider North Korea, but across the DMZ, for me, it is 192 or 195. There you go.
Wow, that's like pretty impressive. Indeed, combining all the family life, career, other things is not easy. And I would like just to ask you, like, what do you do? Where do you live? What do you work for? And which parts of travel like becomes part of the other parts of your life?
Okay. So I live in Richmond, Virginia, in the US. I've been living in the US for more than 2 decades. So I'm born Indian, my culture is Indian, everything is Indian except my passport, which is the problem now. I have an American passport now. And because of that, I cannot travel to North Korea. You understand? So that's why, I mean, if there was a way I could travel to North Korea with my American passport, I would do it tomorrow. But since I cannot travel into North Korea because of restrictions in the US, DMZ is the best I could do, and I've done it twice. And then I have three countries left, which is Libya, Venezuela, and Nauru. And I plan to finish all these three countries in the next 1 or 2 months. And I live.
Well,
Sorry. You asked me a question, and I digress. So I work as a consultant, and currently I'm on a sabbatical because I was working with a federal government job. Because of that, I couldn't travel to Iran or Turkmenistan or Syria. So I took a break, and then once I finish my 193/195, I will get back to work. So I've been working as a consultant. I do information technology, some kind of change management is what I do. And I live in Virginia, as I told you, and I make sure I travel at least 20 countries, even with a job. So I make my vacations spread out, plan work and life according very methodically, and accomplish it.
I have a friend who is pushing the idea that it's possible to travel even if the person is working like on a regular office job. And when he was like doing the smart calculations, like adding all the weekends, all the holidays, all the religious holidays, some taking like paid and unpaid vacations, he found that at least 100 days during the year it's actually possible to travel. You just need to do the proper calculation and proper planning, obviously. And then here you are, you are Ravi, who is visiting almost every country in the world.
I have a little disadvantage, I tell you, because I don't live in Europe or in
Mhm.
Dubai. My travel is maybe three times more expensive and 2 or 3 times more difficult. Imagine you're living in Paris. You can do all 47 countries of Europe in maybe every weekend. But for me, it's a flight out and flight back in. So it's a little more challenging than living in somewhere central of the world map. So, but in spite of that, if I could do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, but here I think I must challenge you because you're Indian traveling with American passport.
That's after 100 countries. The first 100 countries were with the Indian passport.
Okay, you did handcuffs with the Indian passport.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to tell like to also other listeners who are watching this that we have a special on Nomad Mania. We have a special list for people from the low passport index countries. Let me just show you, and you can also share it with your friends. So basically, we have, you see here, LPI ranking, and here we try to praise especially people who originate from like countries with a difficult passport. And like you got China, you got Thailand, you got India, and like Philippines and a bunch of other places where it's really not easy to travel. So
So how would you
basically,
place me there? 50-50?
I think like because you let me see country, and we do India. It depends how you state yourself there. Yeah, so you're there, you're okay, you're here, but depending on the ranking. So if we do, let's say, if we do all people in a low passport index, you see that they have a lot of regions here. However, if we rank by countries, by United Nations, you should be somewhere in the top. So there are a bunch of people who visit every country in the world. You see all the United Nations countries. And Ravi, you're number 9. Like you're in the top 10 of low passport index countries according to United Nations list, which is not bad, which is pretty
No,
good.
we'll push it up. Once I finish the 3 countries and add more regions, I mean, it'll go up. I'll take it as a challenge to be number one.
Absolutely. So I wish you good luck in that. Okay, those are all your passports. Wow, wow.
And
Okay.
then I'm showing you, oh, sorry, old passports, but these are Indian passports, you see.
Mhm. Okay, that's interesting. Cool. So, like we have very nice and organic conversation, and I really feel that there are a few things in common between us. First of all, I'm from Ukraine. It's also a developing country as India. And until, let's say, 7 years ago, Ukrainians also were required to have visas to most countries in the world. Now our passport is like becoming better and better because we get recognized and supported by the Western states and so on. And the second thing is that India became my first country where I spent long period of time outside of Europe. So I immersed myself in different culture, and basically back in 2010, I newly freshly graduated student. I was doing internship in India. I spent there 6 months. I visited at least half of Indian states, and basically thanks to India, thanks to all the experience I got there, I caught a travel bug, I must say. So you see how many things out there.
So
Cool.
India is always special for Indians. As you speak over India, I get very emotional because the fact is we appreciate India even more because we don't live in India. So I average at least 2 or 3 trips to India, and I almost covered all the states. I mean, there are about 5 states I've met to complete. So I've been to every nook and corner of India. And this year in 2022 and 2023, I've been to India 6 times.
Uh-huh. So basically here we can see the places you visited, and basically you can see that you visited like all areas in India, right?
Yes.
And the only other country which you
No, in the
explored.
northeast, there are small states above
Uh-huh.
Bangladesh. Those are
Uh-huh.
the states I'm yet to complete.
Okay, yeah. Cool. And obviously you have to know your country. And the second country where you spend most of the time is obviously the United States, because you're living there at the moment.
And I finished all 50 states in the US.
Okay, every 50 state. Yeah, there are some few parts of
No,
the
no, no.
regions
These are regions because of Nomad
of
Mania,
course,
but I've
of
been to every
course.
state.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. However, like also it's possible to look on other places you've been to, and in Nomad Mania we practice a statement: show me your map and I will tell who are you. Like within our travelers community, it's possible to tell a lot about the person who is actually traveling, and he can share stories and so on. And looking on your map, I can definitely tell that you are methodically working to visit every country. Yes, because if you click the countries, you see it's like all orange. However, if you do regions, I see it's like mostly like you visit the capital areas or the place where is the airport, so you can do fly in and fly out. So this is my second challenge question to you. Don't take it personally, but it's our stuff. Are you a country ticker?
I wasn't initially, I tell you. I've been to Thailand more than 30 times. I've been to
Mhm.
France and Italy more than 10 times. If I were a country ticker, I would have finished every country 10 years ago. I did not realize that I was a country ticker until I crossed 100 or 125. So now, looking back, I regret I've been to Thailand 30 times. I could have finished 30 countries instead. Or I've been to India 40 times after I came here. So I'm not definitely a country ticker. But once I crossed that 125 number and it came into my mind, I have become a country ticker because I thought there is a lifetime. So once I finish every country, like for example, I go and meet a random person. I say, "Hey, I've been to 170 countries," for example. They're like, "What, really?" So I was just thinking the impression you make when you say, "I've been to every country," and then travel to the regions, because once a traveler, always a traveler. It's not like I hit my 195 and I stopped traveling. So at 125 or 130, yes, I became a country ticker. Partly true.
I think like in many things in life, if you want to reach a big result, then it becomes like a sport, and here the numbers also matters. That's like fair enough, but in Nomad Mania we try, one of the reasons why we divided the world into regions and we have some other unique places to go, we want to encourage people to go deeper, and there is like a clear logic behind it. So I know that behind the scenes you told me that you are going on some trip to the similar area that you've been to in South America, and you want to visit like a new place in Paraguay that
Correct.
you haven't been before,
Correct.
but you visit the Paraguay, and this keeps you unsettled before visiting a new place within the same country.
And to be honest, it's only because of Nomad Mania I'm going to Paraguay. I visited the Iguazu Falls, and when you go to Iguazu, you can go into Paraguay without a visa. That's exactly what I did. Spent maybe half a day, but now I'm going to spend 3 days in Asuncion, meeting a friend, going to a village and spending time with family. So I'm going to Belize, to Asuncion, back to Iguazu, and then back. That's my
Okay,
trip tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
that's okay. Tomorrow, so
And
that's cool.
to paraphrase and to answer your question as to why I don't delve deep into the territory, I told you I'm a family man. I have a wife and kid waiting for me. I have a job waiting for me. So things are different for me. Like if you consider, I'm sure there's no category in your Nomad Mania saying full-time job and travelers. I'm sure you don't have one. Maybe you should think of one.
Maybe we'll create those lists, because
There you go.
definitely there are requests, and people write us requests like all the different things you can even imagine, because Nomad Mania is the website for geeks, as you understood, and people come up with really crazy ideas. So for example, recently we launched a so-called slow list, which makes a ranking between the people depending on how long they stayed in each country.
Nice.
Basically, the longer you stay, the higher ranking you get, and this is
Got it.
another way where people can use their stronger parts, because obviously you cannot be good in all types of travel. And based on that, I'm curious, like, what is your style of travel? So what's important to you? What do you usually do when you travel the country? We understood that in between the jobs and life you travel as much as you can, but what you do actually when you arrive to a destination?
So for me, uniqueness of a country is very important. For example, if there is a waterfall, right? For example, recently I was in Lesotho and people asked me to drive 80 kilometers to a waterfall. I did, but then my regret is rather than visiting a waterfall which you can see in every other country, because let's say you've seen Iguazu, you've seen Victoria Falls, no other waterfall would impress you as much. You understand? Like, let's say there's a beautiful waterfall near Odessa, I would rather skip it. So for me, the priority is the culture and meeting local people is the priority. I cathedral I can visit anywhere, a mountain I can visit anywhere. For me, the first priority when I live in a country or when I visit a country for 2 or 3 days is to interact and delve in the culture of the country and find something very unique. For example, if you go to Rio, what is the most unique thing in Rio? Christ statue, for example, right? The beach, you can go to Copacabana, Ipanema, Leblon, Baja, anywhere. Those beaches you can find anywhere. You know what I mean? So I rather find the time going to a local market or finding something which is like a samba dance, something like this. So this is my priority: uniqueness and then meeting people. These are my two priorities when I visit a country.
Okay. Fair enough. And also I understand that you, when you travel, definitely travel is one of the biggest experiences we can have, and this is our lifelong memory that nobody can take it from us. That's why some people tell that travel is probably the only expense which is making you richer. But
Exactly.
you go beyond this. You are sharing these experiences with basically with with your people in India. Yes, so you're one of the biggest travel influencers in India. You have a YouTube channel and you have the Instagram, and now I'm going to show some of these like of yours. So it's impressive, like 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, and also a very big and active Instagram channel. So could you tell us a little bit more about your blogging life?
So, I started my YouTube channel less than 3 years ago. It's only been 2.5 years now. And then I was mired in controversy. There are jealousy wars when you don't live in India and you have a local Indian channel. And then you should do it by most popular videos. Just do it by, go to the category, most popular videos. There you go. Everything in millions.
Hmm.
Okay, so what happened is somebody came up with an allegation, which is primarily the reason I was looking for Nomad Mania, saying that, hey, this guy has not traveled to all these countries, you know? And then, people like to believe what they want to believe. And there was a big controversy. That's why my Instagram, my YouTube stalled. All these subscribers I have were within 2 years. And there is
Hmm.
no growth in the last 1 year. So once I'm out of all these controversies, I will easily hit a million, and you will see me cross a million YouTube subscribers very soon.
Okay, and you have Instagram, which is also like a big part of the media that you are doing.
Yeah, but here is my challenge, right? I do my YouTube videos in Telugu, my language, and Instagram essentially caters to the English audience. And the name of my Instagram does not match my YouTube, and that is the challenge. If I had the same name as YouTube, I would have crossed half a million here as well. This is the challenge.
Okay, so you do it in Telugu language
For YouTube, but
for YouTube.
Instagram is in English. And then I
Okay,
also have an English channel. Please look up Ravi Prabhu. I barely have 15 videos and I have 67,000 subscribers there. Just look up
just
Ravi Prabhu
Ravi Prabhu in English.
in
Yes,
English YouTube channel. And I'm going to make, you see it? Go up.
just a second. Ravi
Ravi Prabhu. RAVI.
Prabhu.
Yeah, PRABHU. And then just do Gilgit Baltistan. BHU. And then do Gilgit Baltistan after that.
Gilgi
Gilgit. GILGIT.
LGI
Yeah,
Gilgit.
just search.
This one.
Yeah,
Six.
no, yeah, that is my see. I barely have only 15 videos and I have
Uh-huh.
67,000. And my idea now, I'm shooting videos in Telugu and English. So
Uh-huh.
I need to get this up as well.
Okay.
So I do have an
Being
English channel as well.
being like a travel blogger myself, I understand this is an incredibly hard job. It's a job on itself
Yes.
to do this. Yeah. So first of all, I'm curious. you do it Telugu. So Telugu is is like it's not of the major Indian languages, right? It's not Hindi, not Urdu, not Tamil. Like
Urdu is no. Telugu is the third largest language in India, and
okay.
probably you can count it as number two. It's more than Tamil. See, you asked
Mm.
me about Urdu. Urdu is less than 1 or 2% in
Okay.
India.
How
Pakistan speaks
similar?
Urdu. Hindi is the
How,
major language. Then comes Marathi, Bengali, and Telugu. All these are huge languages. So Telugu happens to be the population wise 130 to 150 million. That's big.
is it also a part of Indo-European group of languages? So is it like kind of
No,
close to it's is it like interchangeable with Hindi? Is it similar to Hindi or is it like completely
very
different?
different, very different.
Very different.
It's like Ukrainian and French.
Okay, so which part of India does it is popular
So
in?
open up the Indian map, and I'll show you
Just a second. Oh, that's you see. I can learn something new today.
because you are familiar with India. So
Так, here we go. And yep,
yeah, so concentrate on the lower part, and you see
mhm,
Hyderabad written right there.
yes.
So that is also a Telugu state. There are two states. One is where you see Telangana, and the
Yep.
one next to it. Those two states are Telugu speaking
Okay,
states.
so this is Telugu
Telugu. Yeah, there you go.
language map. I just want to see.
Yeah,
Aha. Okay, this is the one.
the
This is
whole
the one.
thing. Yeah,
I see. I see.
the
Okay,
whole the dark blue is where Telugu speakers, but
the
you see the
majority.
light blue surrounding it.
Yeah.
Lots of people. And for example, Microsoft CEO is a Telugu guy,
Okay. Wow.
and the
Interesting.
Google CEO is a Tamil guy. Both are Indians.
So basically, your audience are native Telugu speakers,
Correct. All over the world.
over the world. Do you like? Do you see in your stats like people from northern India who are watching you, for example, or
They do. The problem is I don't have English subtitles. And you know the Indian languages, one language to the other language is totally different. That's why my mission now is to cater some time and develop that English channel. Imagine there are a lot of English channels like Drew Brinsky or Yes Theory. But imagine an Indian guy speaking English connects more to the Indian audience. And then in India, we are blessed with numbers. We have a huge population. So it's very easy. Once people can find that connection and they find an authentic Indian origin traveler, I can grow that English channel as fast as the Telugu channel as well. I need to
okay.
put some efforts. I'm not finding time, but I promise I'll make my English channel as popular as the Telugu one as well.
I think that the fact that you're doing a Telugu channel is also means a lot because you you develop Telugu language on the internet. Basically, you produce content, you make the language richer, and you make the entire Telugu world online more valuable. And probably many people are proud of you because you are basically like using the language with such sophistication and so on. So it's a big contribution in my idea, and also it works a lot for the local population who speak Telugu, that you and you know you make a favor to people because you create content there, but also you show, let's say, to other like the systems in the world who that there is like a big Telugu usage online, which actually can create additional services in their native language, and thus meeting the needs of people. So it's pretty interesting. I'm an
And the number of professionals in information technology in the US, the highest number of people is Telugus. You
yeah.
can go to any office, you cannot work there without finding a person who speaks my language. So my language is pretty big in the US as well, not and UK as well, all over the world, not just the native areas in India.
Wow, wow. Yeah, because the Hyderabad is like has a namesake
There
Cyberabad.
you go. There you go.
Okay, unfortunately, I didn't visit the city, but I was in Bangalore, for example. So
Yeah,
this
you
is
should you should come with me. I'll show you the real Andhra Pradesh. And
let's let
see,
let's
even
plan.
you who have lived in India for a long time, and you were asking me, "Hey, is it like Tamil?" My language is bigger than Tamil, and you didn't know this. That's
You
why.
see, my bad. That's something I have to improve. But thank you a lot for
But
sharing
I don't know
this.
why. Generally, people after Hindi, they think Tamil is the second biggest language in India. I don't know. Even Bengali is pretty big because you also have Bangladesh. Combined, it's a huge language.
Because I will tell you, like my projection. First of all, Chennai is one of the largest cities, and yeah, it's fourth, but it is one. And I believe there is a big TV production in Tamil. So
Telugu
no,
is bigger than Tamil. There you go.
well, okay, I have to then watch more
So
of Tamil.
now I need to do something for my language. The recent Oscar was also for Telugu language. The
Mm.
recent Oscar, India got two or three, not many. The Oscar this year was also for Telugu language.
Wow, wow.
And Telugu makes more movies than Tamil,
Mhm.
more videos than Tamil, bigger presence than Tamil, and I find it very fascinating that Tamil is bigger than Telugu by name. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Let's change
Maybe
that.
because in Sri Lanka they also use Tamil, so it's like it translates for two countries, not one. Anyway, you are doing a lot to glorify the Telugu language and to deliver the truth out there.
It's
Uh,
always the roots that matter, right? It doesn't matter how good my English is or where I live. It's my roots that matter, and I'm very proud to be a native Telugu speaker. And I really, really, really want to cater to my language alongside English.
That's very cool. I really feel you. I really
Thank
feel
you,
you.
man.
I feel you there. But like doing the online job is like a real job. Like seeing the amount of content you produce in multiple platforms is like a second full-time job. Like, how do you handle this?
This is a very interesting question. Believe me, I do consulting, meaning 40 hours. I mean, before I quit my job, 40 hours a week, and travel like crazy every month to at least one place, and almost make a video every day and post it every day. When I don't travel, I make videos with my family or talk about my travel experiences, or how does a traveler when not traveling dwell his life is also an important part, because when people and audience connect with you as a friend, they become part of your online family. They're interested. Hey, what does this guy eat? How does he spend his day? What does he work? What kind of clothes he wears? So this becomes an essential part, and many people ask me, you're a traveler, why are you posting home logs? I said I'm a traveler, and traveler is my primary profession. Let's say I'm a information technology consultant, but people are always interested as to how I reach the goal. That doesn't make you a different education goal, right? So it becomes part of the system. And about 1 year ago, I got stuck in all these controversies, allegations, and stuff. That's why it has slowed down. But earlier, on average, 3 to 4 videos a week. Like you said, I don't know how I do it, but maybe it's the mind power that drives you, like, for
Mhm.
example, yesterday I was sleeping for 20 hours. I was not even in a mood to get off the bed, but today I got off the bed because I have an interview schedule with you. So it's always you pushing yourself. What makes you push it is what matters. That's how I do it.
Wow, wow. Okay, then that sounds very good. And like, are you considering pursuing the career in information technology, or you would rather develop more as a traveler and blogger?
I always found, like, for example, let's say I quit my job and I start making YouTube as a career. That becomes a job. Nobody likes to do a job. So that's
Mhm.
why I do multiple things. When I have a primary job, YouTube looks like a hobby. But if I quit my job, then this becomes a job, and I'm not really traveling, I'm working. So that's why, for me, I'll continue pursuing. Because of the challenge, I quit my job, and then I haven't started looking for one because I'm so close to my end goal. Once I reach the end goal, I will pursue something else, because I'm somebody that gets bored very easily. This is my drawback. So if I only do YouTube day in and day out, I cannot push myself. So I need to, uh, what do you call, multitask.
Okay, okay. So what's your like? Do you have like a plan to visit every country? Because now you're in 189. You've got four more to go to visit all the official United Nations. Three. Okay.
3 4 meals.
Because
Sorry.
of, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want to finish it in the next 1 or 2 months. I'm very
Mhm.
confident I'll be able to finish it by August or September. The Libya visa is taking a long time because of my passport. It's been 3 months now. It can. I spoke with the guy. He said it can happen anytime. The moment I get it done, Nauru in August and Venezuela in August as well. So I'll
Okay,
finish
so
everything in the next 2 months.
so we've got Libya, we've
Venezuela,
got Venezuela,
Nauru.
and Nauru,
That's it.
and Nauru. Okay, and then okay, and North Korea, the only option for you is basically doing the DMC
I've
because
already done it 2 times
Americans cannot go to North Korea.
because it's a felony. It's a crime to visit North Korea.
Okay, in the United States, I see.
That's after 2017. People that went to North Korea before 2017 were lucky. There is a way to go to North Korea. I have to make a special request to the United States government. They issue me another passport, not an American passport, some other kind of passport, but that takes time. So I don't want to promise myself, but I will try my best to make it happen. But I don't want to be held as not visiting every country because of North Korea. That's because of the situation. Like many Indians can't visit Pakistan. So I'm interested. For example, I see Mr. Beni Prasad, how he visited Pakistan,
Hmm.
right? So, I mean, if a country restricts another country not to visit them, or if there is a restriction, maybe Nomad Mania should consider. It's not because I don't want to visit North Korea, it's because I cannot visit North Korea. There's a difference.
I mean, there are some exceptions in Nomadmania. We assume, for example, there is a Mount Athos in Greece, which is a very unique religious place, allowed to be visited only cannot visit it. That's why we have some exceptions when it's counted as a visit. Like if you like arrive like very close on a boat to a place, and then for women we counted because they did already pretty significant efforts to make it within the reality possibility of it. So there are always ways around it, you know.
But
And
maybe
also,
you guys should make an exception for US passport holders for North Korea. Like I said, right? If there is any way, you find me a way, I will go to North Korea tomorrow or whenever. I don't mind paying $5,000 if I have to. But since there is no option, this is my issue.
we'll discuss it with our team. Thanks for raising this question, you know. And also the beauty of Nomadmania is that there is definitely a feel of community there, and you can go to each region, each country, see the travelers that visited those areas, and basically just reach out to them and ask for a travel advice, you know, or do that part, which is
I'll give you another example. Let's say you're a Syrian citizen. You cannot visit Israel, but you cannot deprive a Syrian guy, which is a big thing, probably the poorest in terms of what do you call strength, the poorest
passport.
passport. So if a Syrian 92, I would give him 250. You understand? But they cannot visit Israel. It's not because he does not want to. It's not because he doesn't have the power or the money. It's because you cannot. So exceptions need to be made in those situations. Is just a ask for Nomad Mania.
Good point. Good point. Thanks a lot. And guys, if you're watching this video and you have any recommendations, any suggestions for Nomadmania, please reach out to me or just go on our contact form on the website. And I mean, we are absolutely open for all constructive and useful ideas.
Fantastic.
Okay,
I have
Ravi.
one more question before you ask me the next question. Do I have to wait to finish the 193 to get the certificate, or can I get the certificate simultaneously to get the badge with maybe 20 country?
Okay, so basically what we have a verification. We have a verification system. Let me just show you how it works. You can find all the details about here. So info and verification.
Okay.
There it's written our process of verification. We have a specialized committee of 4 people who follow a particular process to verify an alleged travel record. Yeah, and basically, I mean, you absolutely qualify for this verification. So if you go to the all the travelers and you can see people have those badges. Yes, United Nations verified and regions verified. So what you have to do is you simply contact You go here, you make a request, verification, confirming visiting countries, and then this process will be started. I absolutely encourage you to do this anytime, because definitely you are in the top of the list of Indian travelers, and you, with your countries, you already qualify to be verified. So have fun, because we have a kind of KGB committee that they are very strict. But
No
I'm
problem.
sure you will manage.
No problem. Is there a time duration? Like if I spend 48 hours in a country, is that still qualified, or is there like you have to spend a week or 10 days or
No, no,
something like
no, of course, 40 hours qualified. On our website, we have also the exact guidelines, what is considered to be a visit. Just an example, airport transit is not a visit. You actually have to go to the country, you
that?
know.
Of
So
course.
that's one of the example, but then there are, it's pretty precise list. And uh, this is like a big feature of Nomadmania, that we take things very seriously, because we want to establish ourselves, and we probably are already established as a trusted place where people, if they tell something in the, if they like claim it on the map, this means that the entire community have to be sure that this person actually did it. And
Makes sense.
that's why we take the verification very, very seriously, and this creates like a valuable connection and respect within the community.
And one other question. I did not want to reveal my age, so I put something in there, and I'm not able to edit it. How do I edit my age?
Please reach out on the, we'll deal with this afterwards. It's possible to contact our tech support team, but I mean, we will deal with this.
Because Gustav is making fun of me looking at my age because he knows my real age. That's why.
Okay, okay. Cool. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we could continue our conversation for many more hours, and I really hope that we will travel together somewhere. And it looks like we will travel somewhere together. Let's not disclose this at the moment. So, I would like to finish our conversation with our signature Nomadmania question, which is the following: if you had a chance to invite for dinner every three, like any three people from history or from nowadays, who those people would be?
One is Marco Polo, for example. Definitely, because I'm a traveler, and sometimes people travel with ease now. When I was traveling 15 years ago, it was not the same. There was no Google Maps, there was no iPhone. I had to go to MapQuest, print out, mark. So travel has become very easier now. So if 15 years back travel was hard, even when I went to Borispol Airport, for example, in Kiev, those days when I went there, I didn't have an iPhone or a Google Map, so it was marking what bus I take, what minibus I take, and so forth. I'm really interested as to how a person like Marco Polo could travel. And that's number one. And number two, I'm really fascinated. If there's one person I want to meet, it's Elon Musk.
Mhm.
I don't know why. There are so many great people. So those would be the two, for example. And the third one is uh, Indian, of course. I want to meet the Indian Prime Minister. I'm a big fan of him. He has made India, at least outwardly, in the foreign world or across the world, very popular. And probably he has more supporters outside India than India. So I want to meet him. These are the three people to answer your question.
Okay, so I wish you good luck meeting at least the latest two.
Yeah,
And then who knows how it will work with Marco Polo somewhere on the sky.
someday. Yeah.
Thank you, Ravi. It was a beautiful conversation. I learned a lot today, and I really looking forward to see you personally, and wish you good luck in
Yeah.
reaching your goal. All
Okay.
the best.
So what? The other question about verification is, I mean, I know I can have this answer later. Just to understand, is a stamp of a passport enough, or do I need to do a visa, a passport stamp, photos, videos? How does it work for a country?
We have guidelines. I will link you to the guidelines, and you will see all the examples.
Okay.
Definitely, a stamp works, because
Okay.
this actually tells that you visited the place, right? So I'll just send you the link. That we have pretty elaborated instruction on that.
Okay. Is that all, or you have more questions for me?
That's it. I think
So,
we
what
are
was the last country you visited, Orest?
I just came back from Cameroon. So basically, my recent trip was to western part of Central Africa, where I did Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, and Cameroon. This was the last one. But at the moment, I'm based in Ukraine. And you know what's happening in Ukraine, that there is war. I'm living in the west, in Lviv. This is the city in the west of Ukraine. It is a rather safe area, but
Polish border is the Polish
yes,
border. Okay.
near the Polish border. Yeah. However, it's very special and not an easy time for our country, but we will break through and everything will be good, I'm sure, in the future.
I'm sure. Man, it's absolutely amazing to meet you. And I am ashamed I didn't know about Nomad Mania until we were in Turkmenistan with a group of people that Gustav organized, but he could not visit, unfortunately. So I was sitting next to a Filipino girl who is also traveling. She finished her 100th country. She was like, "Do you know Nomad Mania?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "What a shame." And then the moment I came back home from Turkmenistan, this is the first thing I did. And I feel even more ashamed that I didn't know such an amazing platform. And I'm so glad I got connected and really, really glad to be speaking with you right now.
Same for us. It's a big honor for us to have such a travelers as you on our platform. So let's continue our cooperation and friendship.
Thank you, Orest. Thank you for your time. See
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.